For 4 years, Adrian Whitmore believed his ex-wife had taken a generous divorce settlement and disappeared with their son.
You must tell me the truth
Then,
about what happened.
on an ordinary Tuesday, he saw Claire beside a makeshift fruit stand near the highway, wearing a faded coat and counting coins while 10-year-old Noah arranged bruised apples in wooden crates. Adrian slammed on the brakes. Claire had once attended charity galas in elegant dresses. Now her hands were red from the cold, and a handwritten sign beside her offered 3 oranges for $1. But it was Noah who shattered him. The boy looked thinner than Adrian remembered. His sneakers were worn at the toes, and instead of playing with friends, he was asking drivers if they wanted strawberries. Adrian stepped out of the car. "Claire?"
She froze.
An orange slipped from her hand. Noah turned, and his small smile vanished when he recognized his father. Adrian stared at the fruit stand. "What happened to you?" Claire gathered the oranges. "You shouldn't be here. You're selling fruit beside a highway with our son. Why didn't you call me?" Noah lowered his eyes. Claire placed herself between them. "We don't need anything from you," she said. "Clearly you do." Adrian regretted the harshness immediately. "I was told you received enough money to live comfortably. The house, the settlement, Noah's education. Everything was covered." Claire gave a bitter laugh. "Is that what they told you?" Adrian's anger faded. "What does that mean?" Before she could answer, an elderly customer approached. Claire weighed a bag of pears and accepted a handful of coins. Adrian noticed her quietly remove 1 pear because the customer was a few cents short. That was the Claire he remembered, the woman who would go without dinner before letting someone else leave hungry. Noah kept stacking fruit, but his hands were trembling. Adrian moved closer. "Noah, why aren't you in school?" "Mom teaches me after work." Claire's face tightened. "That's enough, Noah. What about Brookfield Academy?" Adrian asked. "I paid the tuition through the family trust." "We should go, Mom," Noah whispered. Claire began closing the crates. Adrian reached for one, but she pulled it away. "I am trying to help," he said.
No.
"You're trying to feel less guilty." The accusation struck him harder than a slap. Every birthday card Adrian sent had been returned. Every request to see Noah had gone unanswered. His mother and the family attorney insisted Claire wanted a clean break. Eventually, wounded pride convinced him to stop trying. Now, looking at his son's worn shoes, that decision felt unforgivable. "I never knew you were living like this," he said. Claire's eyes filled with tears. "There is a great deal you never knew." She loaded the final crate into an old van with rusted doors and a cracked windshield. "Tell me what happened to the settlement. Go back to your life, Adrian. Noah is my son." The boy finally looked up. There was no joy in his expression, only pain far too old for a 10-year-old. "Then why did you leave us?" he asked. Adrian opened his mouth, but nothing came out. He had never believed he was the one who left. Claire guided Noah toward the passenger door. As the boy passed Adrian's car, he stumbled and caught himself against the open window. Claire called his name, and he hurried away. Seconds later, the van disappeared into traffic. Adrian stood alone, his mind racing. Then he noticed a folded piece of paper on the driver's seat. Noah must have slipped it through the window. Adrian unfolded it with shaking hands. Inside was an address and 7 words that made his blood run cold. "Ask her who kept all the letters." Adrian looked toward the road, where Claire's van had vanished. For the first time, he understood that his ex-wife had not simply refused to ask him for help. Someone had made sure she believed she never could. The address on Noah's note led Adrian to a modest house at the edge of town. The next morning, he stood at its door holding the folded paper, unsure whether he was about to uncover the truth or another reason to hate himself. An elderly woman answered. Recognition appeared in her eyes before he introduced himself. "You're Noah's father." "Did Noah ask me to come here?" "I'm Evelyn Carter, his former teacher. You should have come years ago." Inside, the walls were covered with class photographs. In one, 7-year-old Noah held a sign reading, "My hero is my dad." Evelyn placed an old box on the table. It was filled with envelopes addressed to Adrian. Some carried Claire's handwriting. Others were covered in Noah's uneven letters. "What is this?" The messages they tried to send you. Claire mailed letters, called your office, and left documents with your family's attorney. Everything came back. Eventually, she was warned to stop. Warned by whom? She never told me. She feared they would take Noah away. Adrian opened an envelope dated 3 years earlier. Inside was a drawing of 3 stick figures. Noah had written, "Dad, I am having surgery. Mom says I should be brave. Will you come?" Adrian gripped the table. Surgery? A heart procedure. Claire sold almost everything to pay for it. No one told me. She believed you knew. Adrian remembered that week. He had been celebrating a business deal while his son waited for him. Another letter contained Claire's request to access Noah's education fund. Across the envelope were the words "Return to sender." Claire never wanted Noah to hate you, Evelyn said. But after years without an answer, he created his own explanation. What would you do if you discovered someone had secretly kept you away from your child for years? Would you search for proof first or confront them immediately? Tell us in the comments. And subscribe to the channel to continue receiving our emotional stories. Adrian photographed every letter and drove to the office managing the Whitmore Family Trust. He demanded the records for Claire's settlement and Noah's education account. The manager hesitated. "Mr. Cross told us not to release those files. Daniel Cross works for my family. Open them." The settlement had been approved 4 years earlier, but the money never reached Claire. It had been transferred to a private account authorized with her signature. Adrian compared it with the letters. It was a forgery. Noah's education fund had also been frozen by a document claiming Claire removed him from school. Adrian had supposedly approved it. He had never seen the document. That evening, he found Claire behind a warehouse, sorting fruit rejected by grocery stores. She stiffened when he approached with the folder. "I met Evelyn. I saw the letters, and I know about Noah's surgery. Claire stopped working. You need to leave. Someone stole your settlement and forged our signatures. Tell me who threatened you." Claire glanced toward the van, where Noah was sleeping beneath an old blanket. "They said you wanted nothing to do with us," she whispered. "They showed me papers carrying your signature. When I kept trying to reach you, they threatened to call me an unfit mother. I had no money to fight them. You believed them?" I begged myself not to. Tears filled her eyes. "But you never came." Adrian had no defense. He could blame the return letters, but not the day he chose to stop searching. "I will fix this. You cannot return 4 years to your son." Claire lifted a crate, revealing an envelope beneath it. Adrian recognized the gold emblem of Whitmore and Cross, the law firm representing his family. On the back was a handwritten instruction. If Claire Bennett contacts Adrian again, begin custody proceedings immediately. Below it was Daniel Cross's signature. But beside his name were 2 initials Adrian recognized even faster. They belonged to his mother. Adrian stared at his mother's initials until anger replaced disbelief. Margaret had welcomed Claire with smiles. Behind closed doors, she had built a prison around her. The next morning, Adrian entered Daniel Cross's office and locked the door. Adrian threw the forged settlement and threatening letter across his desk. "My son had heart surgery while you kept his letters from me. I followed legal instructions. You forged my signature." Silence filled the room. Adrian placed his phone on the desk. "This is being recorded. Explain everything, or I call the police." Daniel collapsed into his chair. "Your mother believed Claire would ruin your future," he said. "She thought the marriage distracted you from the company. So she stole from her? The money was held until Claire agreed to leave the state. And when she refused, we made her believe you wanted full custody. We prepare reports describing her as unstable and financially irresponsible." Adrian felt sick. Claire's poverty had been deliberately created, so it could be used against her. "Did my mother order you to intercept the letters?" Daniel avoided his eyes. That was answer enough. He opened a locked drawer and removed a file containing Claire's messages, Noah's medical records, and instructions signed by Margaret. One note ordered Daniel to tell Adrian that Claire had rejected every attempt at contact. For 4 years, each side had been shown proof that the other had abandoned them. "Why keep this?" Adrian asked. Protection, in case your mother blamed me. Adrian took the file. Today, it protects Claire. That evening, Margaret hosted the Whitmore Foundation's annual dinner. Business leaders and journalists filled the ballroom as she praised the family's commitment to children in need. Then Adrian entered carrying Daniel's file. Margaret's smile disappeared. He approached the stage. You speak about protecting children. Why don't you tell everyone what you did to your grandson? The room fell silent. This is neither the time nor the place, Margaret said. You stole Claire's settlement, threatened to take Noah, and hid his surgery from me. Whispers spread. Cameras turned toward them. If you're enjoying this story and believe Claire deserves to have her truth heard, leave a like on the video. It helps us bring you more powerful stories like this one. Margaret pulled Adrian into a corridor. You are destroying our name. You destroyed my family. I protected you. Claire came from nothing. She would have dragged you down and handed half her company to that boy. That boy is your grandson. He is a weakness people could use against you. Adrian stared at the woman he had trusted his entire life. Her love had always demanded obedience. You robbed me of 4 years with my son. You chose not to search for him, Margaret replied. Do not place all your guilt on me. The words hurt because they were partly true. Adrian returned to the ballroom and took the microphone. He held up her signed instructions. My family foundation claims to defend vulnerable children. Its president used money and influence to silence my son's mother. Margaret ordered security to remove him. No one moved. Adrian announced he was resigning, opening the trust records to investigators and filing criminal complaints against everyone involved. Then a voice came from the entrance. Stop. Claire stood there holding Noah's hand. The boy stared at his father, frightened by the crowd. Margaret's expression hardened. You brought them here? I didn't, Adrian said. Claire stepped forward. Exposing the truth is not enough. Your family still controls our home, Noah's medical records, and every dollar taken from us. She placed one final document in Adrian's hands. It was a custody petition filed that morning. Margaret had not come to apologize. She was still trying to take Noah away. Adrian read the custody petition twice. Margaret claimed Claire was financially unstable and incapable of caring for Noah. Every hardship she had caused was now being used against the mother who survived it. Adrian faced the cameras. My mother created Claire's poverty. Now she wants to punish her for surviving it. Investigators entered the ballroom. Daniel had surrendered the original records and agreed to testify. The custody hearing took place 3 weeks later. Margaret arrived with attorneys. Claire held Noah's hand until an officer led him away. Margaret's lawyers described the fruit stand, the old van, and Noah's absence from school. Then Adrian took the witness stand. My mother manipulated me, but I also failed my son. I accepted easy explanations instead of searching for him. Claire was the only parent who never stopped fighting. He presented the letters, forged signatures, bank transfers, and Daniel's confession. Evelyn testified about Noah's surgery and Claire's attempts to reach Adrian. The judge dismissed the petition. She restored Claire's settlement and ordered the trust to cover Noah's medical and educational expenses. The evidence of fraud was sent to prosecutors. Outside the courthouse, Adrian offered Claire his arm, but she stepped away. I don't need you to rescue me, she said. I know. Money cannot repair what happened. I know that too. Then what do you want? A chance to become the father Noah should have had. Nothing more than you are willing to give me. For the first time, she saw no arrogance in him. Only regret. Adrian recovered every dollar stolen from Claire, but he did not buy her a mansion or ask her to return. He transferred the money into an account under her control and surrendered any power his family held over her home or Noah's care. Then he began with smaller things. He waited outside Noah's school without demanding a hug. He attended medical appointments and listened more than he spoke. When Noah ignored him at soccer practice, Adrian remained until the final whistle. Weeks passed before Noah asked, Are you going to disappear again? Adrian knelt before him.
No.
But you don't have to believe my words. Watch what I do. So Noah watched. He watched Adrian arrive on time. He watched him help Claire unload fruit in the rain. He watched his father replace the van's windshield, then apologized for doing it without permission. Claire used part of the money to rent a neighborhood store. She called it Bennett's Fresh Market and hired mothers who needed flexible work. The crates from her roadside stand became shelves, not as a symbol of shame, but of survival. Adrian offered to invest. Claire refused. Then can I work here on Saturdays? She handed him an apron. Minimum wage. He smiled. Fair enough. Months later, the market opened. Evelyn cut the ribbon while Noah handed apples to customers. Adrian made so many mistakes at the register that Claire laughed for the first time around him. That evening, Noah placed 3 apples on the counter. 1 for Mom, 1 for me, and 1 for Dad. The final word stopped Adrian's breath. Does this mean we're a family again? Noah asked. Claire crouched beside him. We never stopped being a family. We are learning how to care for one another in a new way. Adrian did not ask Claire to remarry him. Forgiveness was not a door he could force open. It was a path he had to walk, one honest step at a time. Before leaving, he noticed Noah's folded note framed beside the register. Ask her who kept all the letters. Beneath it, Claire had added, never let pride keep you from searching for the truth. Adrian finally understood why she never asked for help. She had not been too proud to call. She had been threatened, deceived, and abandoned by a silence designed to look like his choice. The money restored their security. The truth restored their names. But only time, humility, and love could restore their family.